Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for Scraptember where it's a video a day, and it's also for Multi-Photo Monday where it's 2 or more photos and that sketch. So I'm going to try that sketch again, and this time I'm actually going to follow it to the T. Last time, a couple months ago, I used that sketch and I did not like my layout. So now this time I'm going to actually come in and do the layout or the sketch to the T this time with this particular layout, and I do absolutely love how this turns out. I do end up doing it more of a squared layout, but you'll see how it turns out. It actually turns out really well. So I started out with that sketch and it ended up going somewhere else with it, but it still looks good. So you'll see that I do a lot of white splattering with this, and it's just paint out of my stash, just white paint that I have. And it'll be a lot of drawing and coming in with things and drawing and coming in with things. This layout only took me 35 minutes to do, but the bulk of it was watching me dry this stuff. So while we're doing that, we'll just chat away. So this here is Scraptember. Scraptember is where we're doing a video a day. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And all we're doing is Laura Alberts, Natalie Bowers, and myself is doing a video a day along with guest designers. Now the guest designers will be listed down below because they change every day. Now Multi-Photo Monday is a collaboration between a bunch of us ladies that want to show you how to use 2 or more photos on a layout. And the next person in this particular hop, since it's set up that way now, will be linked down below, and I think it's Dolly actually for this particular one. So you will see all of those links and everything down below. So what I decided to do is that I wanted to take this kind of pumpkin colored paper, line it down the middle. I do distress, that's the only one I distress. I don't do much of any other distressing in this. And I do place that down, but I do come back in with some more paint just to add on top of it because I really like that one. And when I originally was putting the paint down, I didn't find this one for papers until I started looking through it. So that's why it ended up being the way it is. And while that is drying, now I'm coming in to do some more pieces on this. So I decided that I was going to do this green, and then I realized, no, I don't want to do green. I'm going to switch it out. So you'll see me find another one because I did use the same green pattern paper here as my strips, and I didn't want them to be the same. So I pop one of them up on foam tape and then I leave the other ones down. So I decided to use this one. And this is the only piece of paper that I use on the back of this. I don't distress it. I leave it with one layer. So I decided for a couple of my fall ones, I'm going to try to be a little minimal to my stuff. It ain't going to happen to all of them. I will tell you that. I'm still a heavy embellisher. But I'm going to try to do some minimal stuff because I'm still trying to get some of my trips and stuff done while we were in Germany. I'm still like, I don't want to say behind because at the end of the day they'll get done. But it's like, I want to try to knock some of them out. I'm tired of hodgepodging it. And the castles that we went to, and that's what this one is, and I'll get to the photos here in a second. But the castle one is what gets me the most because I have tons of castle photos and I really want to knock them out and put them all into one layout. Not one layout, but one album. But a lot of them were in the fall, and I don't have that much fall items for, I'm trying to build that up so that I can be able to knock those out. And so this one is the castle that is called Lichtenberg. It is, or Lichtenberg, sorry. And it is, while we were in Germany, obviously. And this one here was done during World War I and II. There was, when we went to go tour the castle, there was bullet holes and all of that kind of fun stuff while we were going through it. And some of the stories that they were telling us about how the bullet holes got in there and they're still intact till this day, that they're there. was just an awesome experience. However, when they built this castle literally on a cliff. You have to walk across this plank, and then the plank, you get over to the castle. But when you're watching it, and you can tell it in the photos, like the still shots, you'll see them, but these photos are on my social media too. But only half of this building is on flat surface. The rest was built up from the cliff. It is just a gorgeous... I've got a photograph that I'm going to do of just this castle. I could care less about the Cinderella castle. That's the funny thing is that everybody's like, oh, you know, and I went and saw this Cinderella castle. It was gorgeous. I loved it. I scrapbooked that trip already. I think I'm actually done with that trip. I think. Or I'm almost close to being done with that trip. And but this one and some of the other castles that we went to go see, and the hunting lodges that we were able to see, I would rather see those over and over again than, that big one. Because that one it was such a tourist trap. It was insane. I'm like, ugh. But, anyway, so back to this one. So that's where these are. These are of my son and daughter. And this was over Labor Day weekend. I remember that because I had that Monday off, because I always had, when I first got over to Germany, I was working full time. And I always had Mondays off. So I ended up, as a store manager, I ended up having my Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. Always. So I would definitely do it that way. And I loved that we were able to go travel and they would have things open, because our holidays didn't quite match up to the German holidays. So they were all in work while we could be able to tour and not have so much craziness. So that was awesome that way. But anyway, so this is Kaylin and Austin. Kaylin is freshly 3. Freshly 3. And Austin was probably starting his sixth grade year. And this was the first holiday that we had. And they just took some good pictures together. They always do. They're really a good little bunch of group kiddos that I have. So I ended up doing the photo play. Now the photo play, this one is one of those collections that I got at the expo a couple years ago. And yeah, it was last year. And I'm just trying to use it up. All I have is the sticker and the paper pad, the papers, which I'm pretty much close of being done anyway to this. And it's just crazy because I'm like trying to use it all up, but yet I'm trying to minimalize it, because these pictures of these castles and stuff that I have, it's like insane. There's no way I can be able to get them all scrapped with the little bit of fall stuff that I have. So I think I only saw one castle in the summer. The rest were all in the fall or early spring, which was still kind of winter, fallish in Germany anyway. So I am finishing up with little bits of leaves and stuff. Make sure you go check everybody out. Everybody will be linked down below. The person for the Multi-Photo Monday, the Scraptember, all of that will be linked down there. The still shots are coming up. And yeah, so this is pretty much where I'm pretty much done with everything. And I hope that you enjoy and that you have a wonderful day. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.